The new Super Motocross Series goes into panic mode. Hey everybody, Walter Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Buckle up, strap in, hold on to your hats and your glasses as we blow the lid off the moto industry. Why, you ask? Because nobody else will. Rainbows, snowflakes, unicorns, donuts, YouTube channels. Whew, industry is jacked up and nobody is feeling it more than this new. This is what you cannot call this Supercross anymore. You cannot call it motocross. You can't even call it Monster Energy Supercross. You can't call it Lucas Oil Motocross. You have to call this. Otherwise, you're not politically correct. You have to call this Super Motocross. Why? Because World Supercross came along and threatened the organization. Why? Because the organization drank the Kool-Aid. Lockdowns crushed them. This new motocross series and the way we're ushering in electric bikes and playoff rounds, listen, and selling donuts in the stands and only covering the athletes that have big YouTube channels and nicknames like Danger. Insanity. This stuff's insane, dudes. So the realities are, and I asked this, and we're going to reveal the results here in a second, because I still don't even know what they are myself. The last time I checked the polling, you guys, the ones that matter, not the stars with the YouTube channels, not the stars selling donuts, not the organization, not Ricky, maybe Bubba, not the trackside commentating people. No, you guys decide what's going on. Everybody else is going along for the ride. Everybody else lives in your world. Why, you ask? Well, of course I'm going to tell you, because it all comes down to the fans. Even I think I reported last week, McGrath talked about Bud Light when he was racing the Bud Light Yamaha and KTM for a hot second. And he said that he wouldn't take that deal again if it was offered to him now, because the brand itself associated itself with things that he don't believe in. So as we see the industry ushering in a lot of things that maybe you, maybe me, don't believe in. You know, and a lot of the newer generation, they're mad. These people, these old guys, keep talking about the good old days. Well, of course, that's what people do. Your parents talked about the good old days. Their parents talked about... Welcome to the real world, not the artificial AI digital world. That's just the reality. You can't erase history. Remember they tried to erase history? Take down that statue. It's offending. What do you mean? It's history, dude. Get over yourself. So I'm a little bit concerned about the series right now, and I'll tell you why. I believe, personally, if we're reading between the lines and looking between the cracks of the moto industry, are we reading between the lines and looking between the cracks of the moto industry here? I believe so. This new Super Motocross and playoff rounds is just a way to keep all the people in the sport over here. Don't let them out and race other off-season races. They're trying to get a monopoly and control the industry and the athletes. Why? Because they're desperate and greed. It's all greed. Be greedy when others are fearful, fearful when others are greedy. They got greedy and now they're about to get slammed. So they tried to roll out this new... In fact, you notice in the commentators, even when Ricky came on board a few years back, and... You know, the Supercross series was AMA Supercross, and then they changed it to, and he started, back when I raced Monster, you never raced Monster Energy Supercross. It wasn't called that, Ricky, but he said, he tries to relate it. He's like, paid, Ricky, you got to say Monster Energy Supercross now every time you say it. Well, now he's got to say Super Motocross, Monster Energy Super Motocross series. You notice like they're changing, it just sounds unnatural. For me, I'm just like, dude, now I get it. It is what it is. But the series is suffering a big time right now. Big time. Well, first of all, do you understand that the entire factory 450 field, as well as a bunch of 250s, this was probably, I think I saw a report that there was only 5 riders in Denver, 4 riders on the track in the main event at the Denver Supercross that had been in every main event since Anaheim. The whole field's just being decimated. So if you're the Super Motocross and this new format, where we've talked about how Supercross and Motocross came together now and they're doing this playoff thing, and it's this collaboration, really. And it's not out of choice, it was out of necessity. Because both, like I've said before, and if I haven't yet in this video, at Denver, you were at half capacity. Those stands were empty. People ain't buying tickets. Well, part of it's because you reduced the organization itself has reduced our sport to streaming. That's the only way you're going to watch it. Wait for YouTube, somebody to try to pirate the races for you to watch, or pay for streaming platforms, or maybe a re-air on one of the networks in the middle of the night or something. We used to be live network coverage. Something's broken. Somebody is breaking the industry. So anyway, and it comes down to this season, it got decimated. People dropped like flies. And it's insane. The bikes are faster. The programs are faster. Everything's faster. Of course, I don't care how safe you try to make the track. You're going to have to put an oval track in at some point. If you think you're going to make this thing safe, it will never be safe. It's just the nature of the sport. That's why it'll never be mainstream. It will never be mainstream. But up until this point, I don't know if it still is, it was the second Supercross, the second most televised motorsport on television. Well, it's not anymore because you can't get it on live television. You got to stream it. Only behind NASCAR. And its growth index at one point in time, back in the mid-2000s, not too long ago, less than 10 years, maybe 10 years ago, showed it passing NASCAR. That was our growth index. Something broke. Something broke. The industry got greedy. So now they're backtracking, trying to meld this all together and call it, because we're ushering in playoff rounds like the other big sports, like baseball and football. We'll never be that. We don't want to be that. A lot of us love it, sure. Are we sports fans? Sure. Ball sports, motorsports, different. That's not apples for apples. So it will be interesting to see. Maybe Walty will be wrong. Maybe the playoff rounds will be the answer to the industry's problems. But we asked you guys here at the channel, season a letdown or awesome? Let's go ahead and reveal the results. Then we'll meet back here to wrap it up. Let's get started. And here you go. Well over half of the people that participated in the poll said this season was, in fact, a letdown. All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. That's the results of where we're at. I don't know. What do you guys think? It doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. That's like, I don't know. That's like, you want to see like it pinned. Fifth gear pinned. Best season ever. This season's falling flat. And we haven't even got to the outdoors. And most of the riders aren't going to be there anyway. I'm a little concerned that the outdoor might be even worse than Supercross. And these playoff rounds might be an ultimate joke. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy who wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track, understanding the waters we're swimming in now, shark infested. This new first season back from the crisis, while a recession is looming, doesn't look like it's good for the organization. To add insult to injury, most of the riders are injured right now. They're going to have in their conference rooms with the organization. They're not talking about rainbows and unicorns. Well, they might be if they're drinking the Kool-Aid. But if they're smart, somebody's in there. We're about ready to go on life support. You're going to have to start calling Ricky and all these other commentators and tell them they need to take less money because we can't keep this boat afloat. Those are the types of things that are going on now. I'm going to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars today. I'll see you on the next video.